Welcome to the Human 5.0 Project, the podcast where we cut straight to the breakthroughs that matter, the show where science meets self-optimization. I'm your host, Ultimate Biohacker 10X, and here we break down the real research, real data, and real dosing behind modern biohacking, from compounds and peptides to techniques, devices, lifestyle strategies, and performance protocols. Most people jump in and jump out before they get the gold, so we're keeping it tight and delivering the essential insights you need without the fluff. If you've taken the time to hit play, we'll make sure you walk away with valuable knowledge that can transform your approach to longevity, health optimization, and beyond. All right, welcome back to the Human 5.0 Project. I'm Ultimate Biohacker 10X, and tonight we are diving into two Russian peptides that long COVID and the neuro recovery clinics are quietly buzzing about: Semax and Selank. These aren't new. They've been prescription drugs in Russia for over 25 years. But this year, they're exploding in the West for brain fog, anxiety, neuroplasticity, and post-viral recovery. Tonight, where they came from, the decades of Russian and European data, why the FDA still says no, how clinics are using them in 2025, and which peptides, like Dihexa, Cerebrolysin, and Pinealon, make them dramatically more effective. Let's go. Surprisingly, Semax and Selank were developed in the late 1980s and early 1990s at the Institute of Molecular Genetics in Moscow. Semax is a synthetic analog of ACTH 4-10, engineered specifically for brain signaling without hormonal stimulation. Selank is a synthetic tufsin analog designed to regulate immune signaling and anxiety without sedation or dependency. By the late 90s, both were fast-tracked as prescription medications in Russia for stroke recovery, optic nerve injury, encephalopathy, ADHD, generalized anxiety disorder. There are over 300 published Russian studies, many translated, and both peptides remain listed in the Russian pharmacopoeia today. This is not fringe science, it's geography. Here's where things stand now. Russia, Ukraine, Eastern Europe, fully approved prescription medications, nasal and injectable forms. Europe, available through compounding in hospital systems. Cerebrolysin, a related neuropeptide complex, is approved in 40-plus countries. United States, no FDA approval. Listed on the FDA bulk substances category that restricts routine compounding since the 2023-2024 enforcement shift. However, and this matters, they are still used in IRB-approved investigator-initiated studies at institutions like Yale, Stanford, and Mount Sinai, particularly in long COVID and neuro recovery clinics. Translation: the data exists. The interest is real. The regulatory system hasn't caught up. So why do they work for brain fog and long COVID? Let's talk mechanism, because this is where they shine. Semax increases BDNF and NGF by 300 to 800% in animal models. It enhances dopamine and serotonin turnover, protects the blood-brain barrier, reduces neuroinflammation, dramatically increases neuroplasticity. This makes Semax ideal for rewiring cognition after viral or inflammatory injury. Selank modulates GABA-A receptors without sedation or addiction, reduces inflammatory cytokines like IL-6 and TNF-alpha, calms mast cell and immune activation, improves serotonin metabolism. Together, they form the perfect calm but clear cognitive stack. Not numbing, not stimulating, but restorative. All right, so if we look at the real-world protocols in 2025, here's what clinics and functional neurologists are using educationally. The standard cognitive stack: Semax nasal, morning and early afternoon; Selank nasal, evening or anxiety-triggered periods. In addition, there's a Selank sub-Q 500 microgram to 1 milligram daily and a Semax sub-Q 500 microgram to 1 milligram daily, cycled in 4 to 8 week blocks. For advanced neuroplasticity, there can be a stack layered when recovery stalls with Dihexa, which is a powerful synaptogenesis support agent, Cerebrolysin, which is Europe's gold standard for stroke and TBI, and Pinealon, the Russian brain bioregulator peptide. Reported outcomes across clinics and long COVID forums: 60 to 80% reduction in brain fog by week 3, improved word finding and executive function, measurable anxiety reduction on GAD-7 scales. So how about safety and side effects? Well, the side effects are typically mild. Temporary nasal irritation if using nasal spray, occasional overstimulation at higher doses, no withdrawal, no hormonal suppression, no addiction potential. And that's backed by decades of Russian safety data. Start low, cycle smart, and monitor response. Semax and Selank aren't hype. They're two of the most studied, safest, and effective brain peptides on Earth, just not FDA approved yet. If brain fog or anxiety owns your day, this Russian duo may just give it back. Download the free Semax and Selank protocol PDF, dosing framework, cycles, and education in the show notes. Stay resilient, stay focused, stay neuroplastic, and there will be more. Thanks for listening to the Human Upgrade Project. If you found value in today's episode, share it with someone who's ready to elevate their biology. Make sure to follow the show for weekly deep dives into peptides, protocols, devices, lifestyle strategies, and the science of high-performance longevity. Until next time, stay curious, stay optimized, and stay 10x.